Hello everyone, this is Wasim from Edureka and I welcome you all to this session in which I'm going to talk about the top 10 machine learning trends in 2020. If you are new here, subscribe to Edureka for more exciting tutorials and press the bell icon to get the latest updates on Edureka. Also, enroll to Edureka's machine learning certification program. The link is given in the description box below. Now, without any further delay, let's begin our session. So the first trend that we have is the COVID-19 research. So in the recent scenario where the whole world is fighting COVID-19, machine learning has actually played an important role in fighting this war against a common enemy, that is COVID-19, or simply called as coronavirus. Machine learning started from research to healthcare in order to tackle COVID-19. So in the starting stage, the scientists and researchers tried to predict the actions or the action points in order to flatten the curve of spread due to coronavirus. Startups or companies like Blue Dot and Closed Loop, they actually use machine learning and AI to detect disease outbreaks, and also they identified the high risk patients as well. So machine learning now is helping organizations to also access their next plan of action in order to sustain the market fluctuations when it comes to business. So they are able to study the market based on the data, and using machine learning, they are finding various target points to focus for scaling their businesses. One such example is companies like Mantle Labs are providing AI-driven crop monitoring systems which can help you to optimize the agricultural business. And startups like Clevy.io, which is a French startup, is actually helping users to find official government communications for COVID-19 using AI and machine learning. In the beginning, machine learning was mainly used to track the spread of coronavirus, but now it is actually speeding up the process of finding the vulnerabilities, which could be a key to finding out the possible treatment or the treatment plan as well. Initially, the data was one challenge that everybody faced, but now that we have sufficient data, the researchers are working day and night to find a possible plan of action. And with machine learning, the process will actually speed up exponentially. And even then, a lot of people face problems, or a lot of researchers are facing problems for this very own purpose to find out the relevant data for their research. So for that purpose, AWS has made this CORD, which is COVID-19 search platform, where they can actually, using the machine learning and AI, they can actually get the relevant data that they need for their research. Now let's move on to the next trend in 2020, guys, which is conversational AI or conversational bots. So conversational AI is nothing but a technology where we speak to a chatbot or a bot simply, and the bot then processes the voice after recognizing it. It could be a voice input or a text input as well. And then a certain task or a response is enabled, or we can say it is triggered after we give the input. So there are so many real life examples. One of them is Alexa, then we have Siri, Google Assistant, or there are bots that are not voice enabled as well. So you see a lot of chatbots on many websites on product landing pages where they will simply give you a response based on the input. Now, conversational bots in the form of virtual assistants are enabling a new ground for customer engagement in a way where almost each organization are adapting this idea. If we take a look from business point of view, this actually helps in user engagement, and since we can use conversational AI for customer service, which would eventually help in cutting costs as well. And the next step is the advanced AI for this, which is cognitive conversational AI, where a bot is efficient enough to understand the context and dialogue as well. So this will shape the future of conversational AI, which will enable more ground of studies related to human behavior as well. Next up, we have generative adversarial networks, or simply put, GANs. So generative adversarial networks, or GANs, are generative models that are used to generate new data that resembles the existing data but is in fact totally new. We can use GANs to produce new images from existing masterpieces made by renowned artists, also known as contemporary AI art. There are artists working with the generative models to produce masterpieces already. I mean, you can find out a few of the artists who are using AI and ML for their contemporary art at aiartist.org. And recently, Dr. Ahmed Al Gamal, who had the first solo gallery exhibit devoted to an AI artist, at the HG Contemporary Gallery in Chelsea, which is basically the epicenter of New York's contemporary art world, and all of them were actually created by a computer. So that is how Ganz is shaping up this artistic new world where AI contemporary art is a thing now. And with the kind of implementation that we have, we are using the existing data and we are generating new images. So this also opens a lot of applications in the unexplored categories or territories. We can use it for space sciences. If you know the concept of gravitational lensing, we can use GANs for gravitational lensing and astrological imaging as well. There are, of course, other applications that poses a security threat, such as deep fakes, where a non-existing face can be generated and it can be used for malicious activities. But then we have cybersecurity firms working day and night to overcome this problem. And with deep learning algorithms and simply, I would say, very easy implementations with the like of libraries in Python like TensorFlow 2.0, GANs are very much one of the best machine learning trend in 2020. Now talking about the next trend that we have, which is cybersecurity, guys. So how ML is shaping the cybersecurity industry here, let's talk about that. So cybersecurity is a domain where it is made sure that an organization or anyone for that matter is safe from all security related threats on the internet. Or where there is a network involved, we have to make sure that we are secure from it. So these threats can be anything. To put it simply, an organization deals with a lot of sophisticated data that needs to be saved from malicious threats. So threats could be, anyone trying to break into your server or trying to get access to your data or unauthorized access. So that is a cybersecurity threat, guys, which companies take care of using SIEMs and other cybersecurity measures to secure their organizations. And there are a few compliance issues as well. So they have to make sure they are using all of those. And with machine learning, it becomes quite easier to study the previous data to make alerts for the upcoming threats. So let's say we have a company or we have a cybersecurity firm. They must have a lot of data or previous years data where so many malicious attacks or malicious threats happened or tried to break into their systems. So they will have data similar to that. And we can use that data to train a model which will eventually prevent or help in maintaining the system and make it more secure. So that is how machine learning is shaping up the cybersecurity industry in very simple layman terms. And this actually enables the new trend where more and more companies will look for machine learning related solutions to tackle the security threats and with existing tools that they already have. Next up, we have Internet of Things, guys, also known as IoT. So the number of or the various IoT processes that we use in the industries are subject to a lot of errors. I mean, after all, it's a machine, guys. And if we don't program it properly or there are a few vulnerabilities, it is bound to fail at some point. So there can be a number of things that can cause problems in the whole process. So with machine learning, what we can do is the maintenance becomes a lot easier, guys, because all the factors that may lead to a failure in the IoT process will be identified beforehand and a new plan of action can be prepared for that matter. So this in turn will help the companies to save an ample amount of money by cutting the maintenance cost. And let's talk about a few examples here. So we have smart homes or connected car. So there are a lot of vulnerabilities with a connected car, guys. There are a lot of things that can go wrong and cause ambiguity in the car system. So machine learning solution, what it would do is it would study the data altogether when it's running fine and the ideal conditions. So if anything goes wrong, it will identify the pattern and it will sort of create alerts, or you will know that your system or the model is actually requiring some maintenance. So that is how machine learning is shaping the IoT business, guys. Also with smart homes, you will know for sure that there is something or the pattern will tell you like the ideal conditions that you have made sure for the model are not met. So there is a probability that you may require some maintenance. So that is one application perspective that we can look at it. So this is a very simple and basic example of how machine learning is actually used in IoT to shape the future, guys. And now let's take a look at the next trend that we have, which is business solutions or machine learning for business solutions. So more and more organizations have realized how machine learning can help them in the long run. So with the kind of data in this digital age and the previous data that they have collected, we have an ample ground for machine learning models to make use of that data and derive conclusions. or business solutions using that data. So the only advantage, or one of the advantages that machine learning actually provides in business solutions over traditional methods, is that they are efficient and accurate to a point. An error only seems like a very distant thing. So the analysis is actually pretty good. So let's say we have a business and we have been running for 30-40 years. You have a lot of data. Now you want to make some new product for your company. So you can analyze all the data related to the previous new campaigns that you have started and how it went for you, the target audience, who it was. And there are a lot of things that you can analyze and predict the outcome of the campaign that you're going to start. So that is how you can use machine learning for your business requirements or business solutions as well. So let's say if you use text classification, all right, using machine learning algorithms, you know what will happen is you will already know the target points or the target sentiment of your audience. So you'll be able to shape your product in such a way that it reaches the correct target audience. And that is how you use machine learning to its best potential. Now talking about the next trend that we have, which is computer vision. So the next trend is catching more and more power because of the huge potential that it comes with. So computer vision is basically used for object detection, where a source captures the data through computer vision. And now this technology can further be implemented into applications like activity recognition, where a system would look at the source, preferably real-time video, and they will be able to identify the activity of each object that it can recognize in that frame. And then we have sentiment analysis. Also, there is a traffic tracking system and surveillance, etc. And this trend is picking up a lot of pace, mostly because of the surveillance potential that it comes with. Since we live in a digital age, let's say if we equip a CCTV camera with computer vision, so the possibilities begin to jump from mere surveillance, where we are just looking at the frame. In a frame, we're just looking at an event, and basically jumps to the application of real-time object detection to a point where even the details could be in front of you in minutes. So let's say I have a CCTV camera which is equipped with computer vision or object detection. So what will happen is during the runtime or the real time, I would be able to identify that object or whichever object is there in the CCTV. And if we have that in our database, we'll be identify or get the information as well. So that is how far the technology has gone with computer vision. And even Japan in 2018 announced that they will be using object detection to identify athletes in the upcoming 2020 Olympics. So that is one application, guys. So what they will do is they'll take care of the object recognition part. So they will detect the face from real-time images or videos, and then they will recognize their details from the database that they will create. And from that, they'll be able to identify the athletes. So that is one application of the computer vision. And with easier implementations using libraries like OpenCV in Python, it becomes easier to learn computer vision as well. And there are companies or organizations or an open source organization like Darknet. They have created computer vision model which is very fast and efficient as well, 1,000 times faster than a traditional model. So that is one thing. So let's take a look at the next trend that we have, which is augmented reality. Augmented reality is a concept that is often talked about when it comes to the future of AI. That is why AR is one of the most important trend in 2020. The applications that AR has potential with include a lot of real life applications that we see every day. Shopping experience can be shaped with respect to AR in a way that the process becomes automated, and at the same time, customer experience can be enhanced using conversational AI with the applications. Even gaming, the next level of gaming is moving towards a more inclined approach towards augmented reality combined with virtual reality to provide the next level gaming experience to a user. And virtual search is one more application, which is the future with ML or machine learning and AR. So let's move on to the next trend that we have, which is predictive analysis. Predictive analysis or analytics is a branch where we process the data using machine learning algorithms and predict the outcomes using various data points in the training data. The applications are immense, and we can predict almost anything with the correct set of training data. And since there is a surge in the production of data, like we are producing a lot more data than we have anticipated in the last few years, there is a very pressing need to make use of it in the best possible way. So we can use the data to predict outcomes like weather forecasts and events based on previous recorded data, and we can predict the damages or the cost that will be required in case of calamities as well. So we can make action plans based on the predictions. And also there might be a few challenges, but that is why data processing is an exhaustive task. So we eliminate the challenges, we eliminate the redundancies, the outliers, everything in the data, where we make use of the transformation of data using various data science processes before giving it to the model for training. So we know for sure what kind of features will be involved while we are predicting the event, or we are predicting an outcome of certain caliber, guys. So the other applications also include like stock predictions, or you can use it in finances to predict a value of a stock, or you can create statistical analysis for any task that you have at your bay. And then there is disease predictions. You can predict diseases with prediction analysis, and spam detection is also there that you can do with predictive analysis. What you can do is you just provide a lot of data, a lot of training data with labeled classes, so that the model already knows what kind of data will be a spam or which will not be a spam. And when you give an input to the model, you will have a prediction if either it is a spam or it's not a spam. So next up, we have the next trend, or last but not the least trend, Medicare, or machine learning in Medicare, guys. So machine learning trends are starting to make a lot of breakthrough achievements in healthcare. With the kind of efficiency and accuracy that machine learning actually comes with, the Medicare industry are researching on ways to tackle the limitations with machine learning. Limitations like, time taken in the diagnosis, or, not being able to predict or not being able to identify the onset of illness that is fatal to a person. So the very common applications would be to detect the diseases before their onset. And the years and years of data can be used to train the machine learning models, and then we can use those models to predict the early onset of diseases such as cancer and other diseases that can happen due to lifestyle changes, or the kind of lifestyle a person actually is following, or any other factors like heredity or something like that. So that model will be actually trained using the previous years of data of all the patients that have actually had the unfortunate diseases that they have, and using that data we can predict the early onset of diseases. That is a very very fortunate way of machine learning helping the Medicare industry into predicting the onset or the arrival of diseases way before its time. And you can actually take a lot of measures to prevent the onset of the disease. And researchers are actually working to make models that would detect heart ailments, the heart diseases, depending upon easiest factors like what kind of lifestyle a person is actually choosing. And this is a very basic feature, of course, and there will be a lot of features, advanced features, that is which would make more sense to a person who is in the Medicare industry. But in layman terms, they are basically gathering all the features that would, tell the model or train the model into identifying or predicting a onset of a disease. But the point is to provide a top-notch infrastructure which is driven by machine learning algorithms. And one more application that is picking up a lot of pace can be where conversational bot or advanced conversational bot is used to do basic diagnosis for a patient, guys. So let's say if you go to a doctor, and the doctor might be busy, and there are a lot of places in the world where healthcare is not as much advanced as we think it is. And so what machine learning can help with is make conversational bots for a patient to direct them, for correct guidance based on certain, like questions that they can put up. And depending on the responses, we can direct them for correct guidance, or we can give them a correct plan to tackle the problem that they might be facing. And moreover, advanced conversational AI can be used to tackle mental health among other applications as well. So that is all about the machine learning trends, guys. With this, we come to the end of the session. And don't forget to subscribe to Edureka for more exciting tutorials, and press the bell icon to get the latest updates on Edureka. Also, if you're looking to learn machine learning, check out Edureka's machine learning certification program. The link is given in the description box below. Thank you.
I hope you have enjoyed listening to this video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries, and we will reply them at the earliest. Do look out for more videos in our playlist and subscribe to Edureka channel to learn more. Happy learning!